How you going, folks? Just back with some crazy concepts and insane ideas. I've been doing a lot of thinking with the two brain cells that I have, and I've come up with a conclusion. This program that most target individuals are in worldwide isn't something new. This program's probably been around for yonks, and I've got to this understanding because the network that's so embedded in society, in the community at large, it's just a very thought out network. I mean, it's vast, it's so vast, and very experienced at what they do. I mean, they know what they're doing. So I don't think it's something that's just popped up out of nowhere. Also, another thing is most target individuals, I want you guys to sort of look back to your life, in history, in the past, and tell me if everything that you've put your hands to in relation to sort of bettering your stance in life, or gaining employment, or studying, or whatever it is, anything to better you in society, financially, mentally, physically, as a whole, you've always been blocked, right? If you can think back, you'll probably find that you've been blocked a lot of times, more than most people, and at the time you probably thought it was just bad luck. But I'll tell you this, I truly believe everything in our society is by design. I don't think anything randomly occurs. Okay, I think a bunch of formulas and numbers run our society, run our lives. Numbers decide who lives, who dies, who gets an A or a B in class, and who doesn't. What sort of employment you're going to be doing for your life. If you're going to sort of die from cancer or some other illness, or your heart will stop, or high blood pressure or something. I mean, these things do happen randomly. It's a part of life. People are born and people die. You can't debate that fact. But you don't realize it's happening to more than just a coincidence, I should say. It's more than just a string of coincidences. It's by design. And maybe they watch you from the shadows and say, oh, is this bloke or this lady going to swing in the way we want them to swing without anyone approaching them, verbally telling them? I don't know. I believe that if they don't like the way a member of society is thinking or acting, then sort of throw something good their way. Maybe they'll change. Excuse me. Anyways, this whole time most target individuals trying to think of what they've done wrong. You haven't done anything wrong. Alright, I've got a family member who's gone through the same thing and is still going through it now. He's probably stumbled across being a target individual for sure on the internet and gangstalking and everything about it, but he's a lot older and it's been happening for quite a long time with him. So maybe he's just sort of, his mind's fractured, because you do fracture eventually. That's just the whole point of it, is to wear you, just to grind you down, wear you down slowly, sort of attack you with things that you can't retaliate to, and it festers, and you go through emotional stages, you go through all different psychological stages. They just wear you down bit by bit, watching you change, watching your pattern change, watching everything about you change slowly, and they change the the program, or to tailor it to suit you at every step of the way. Every step of the way that this program is tailored to suit what state of mind you're in. So don't think if you get on medication they're going to leave you alone. No, that just gives them more power to fuck with you. So if you can escape and sort of leave wherever you are, not tell anyone where you're going, just pick up and leave and keep your head down and sort of live a quiet lifestyle. They may not find you where you go. But in some people's situations, they're being watched constantly. So it's pretty hard for them to slip away. And most target individuals are unemployed. So they don't really have much funds at hand to just pick up and leave. Plus the fact that they keep you worn down mentally and physically. I mean, how does a target individual have their energy to pick themselves up and leave for everything that they've sort of thrown at you and worn you down with? I mean, in the beginning you're fully charged up and you're bouncing around, sort of hitting the electric fence and getting thrown off and jumping back up and getting thrown off, and you don't really know what's going on. And if only you had that energy and that go when you eventually work out what's going on and realize that there's a bloody giant conspiracy out to either end you or to ride you off with the mental health card. Now, target individuals, we can sit here, pass the bucket around and speculate as to why this occurs. Don't think we'll ever really understand why this occurs, because I don't think there's a single reason why this occurs. I think there is a handful of reasons why this happens to people. Sometimes the person deserves it. I mean, there are some really horrible people in this world, and sometimes some people deserve to be taken out in such a torturous and slow death manner. But those people don't go through this. They end up in the prison and living a much better life than the target individuals living on the outside. So that part doesn't make sense to me. Most target individuals aren't serial killers, they're not rapists, they're not pedophiles, they're not anything of that nature. Most that I've come across have been really down to earth, humble, straightforward people. I've probably been the only arsehole one out of all of them. Because I'm a bit of a smart ass. And I can be a bit of a dickhead at times. But seriously, if someone has the shits with something that I've said, tell me, I don't like what you've said, mate, don't say it anymore. And you know why I won't say it anymore? But if you're trying to give me like a silent lesson, it's how you reward children. You give them candy or a star every time they do good. It's a kind of brainwashing system. Maybe I'm dense. I'm like a plank of board or something. Plank of wood. Doesn't come through. Maybe some people need to be told, literally, from the horse's mouth, hey, got to cut that shit out, or cut saying that shit out, or tell me why do you think this and that. It's not really a good line of thought to be on. It's quite disturbing if it is, because I don't understand why someone would waste so much bloody money. People aren't going to follow you around for free. People aren't going to break into your house and drug you for free. Fucking a lot of money's got to have been put into this. What an investment. I mean, no one invests that much money without expecting some kind of return, right? Some sort of profitable return. I guess this comes from way up the social pecking order. And as I said in the last video that was mysteriously removed, most target individuals just have stones in their hands, literally. That's all the means that they have at arm's reach to deal with whatever is going on. We all know that you can't really do much with stones, unless you've got a slingshot or something. And even then. Very worn down and tired. And I'm tired of these people pretending to be my mates that talk to me on the phone now when they're just fishing for information or just there to observe or whatnot. some of them pose as men when they're women. You can tell from the way they type and they write, the mannerism of it. It's kind of feminine. Unless maybe they're homosexuals, I don't know. Strange. Not that I have anything against homosexuals, so I don't want people to think that. I was just saying, maybe it's like a gay male talking, chatting on the computer or something, and it's just coming across feminine. So that's all I meant by it. Yeah, what else to say, man? Just not really much advice I can say to other target individuals other than what I've said in my videos, and that I've hit sort of a brick wall in all this. Not a single soul in the entire system will help you. You know, you go to them for an assessment, you pass the assessment, they can't get anything on you, so they'll send you back out for another couple of months, wear the fuck out of you, and then send you back for another assessment. And that's the only time they'll put pen to paper, is when you tick all their boxes on that fucking sheet. That's the only time they're going to put pen to paper. If they see that you come across as someone that's sane, logical, and rational, and not jumping out of their seat, and not paranoid and schizophrenic, or display any schizophrenic symptoms, they're just going to tell you to go and come back to another appointment until they get you. And how can one person go up against people that they leave their desk job during the day and then they go home and they forget about you, but you're still here at the end of the day, sort of cloak and dagger styles, you know? The perps don't stop. They just keep coming at you one after another, one after another. So many of them. Anyways, I'm finding it a bit difficult at the moment, especially with all the little fucking taunts and subtle innuendos people pass off, and they think that I don't know how it's passed through the vine. What am I supposed to say to things like those little fucking innuendos, little awkward comments that just sit there and look and think, fuck, why are you beating around the bush? Just come out and say it directly to my face, sort of thing. Nah, they're not going to come up to your face. They'll say something subtly that they know that you're going to understand and be receptive to. But then if you turn around and say, oh, why the fuck are you talking like that? Well, what is that supposed to mean? They're going to say, oh, you're paranoid. Paranoid. You're paranoid. You're paranoid. I think that paranoid word has been overly used and incorrectly used. Like if every time you sit on a seat you get pricked in the ass with a nail or something, every single time, and then it stops happening, you're going to check that couch for a nail every single time you go to sit down. Does that make you paranoid, or does it make you a cautious person because you've been pricked in the ass before? So I'll leave that little sort of tricked out thing with all of you, and I'll end this video because I'm just, as you can see, I can't even speak properly. I'm so buggered. I'm just thrashed. I mean, shit, what do they think you are, a robot? Just keep hammering you, slow, like just boom, 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 boom. Just like raindrops over time wearing down stone till it's round. It's pretty much exactly the best analogy you can put forward to this. Just drops of water, drop, 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 over a very long period of time end up wearing a stone down. And that's the technique that these assholes use. And they seem pretty pleased with themselves as well. They've got a lot of gratification, and a lot of people are in this for personal gain or personal reasons, racial reasons, financial reasons. The list goes on longer than my arm and leg put together. So I'll sort of end this before it gets to 15 minutes, because there's a lot of jibber jabber and a lot of rambling going on. But I'd just like to leave that with you guys, because I have a feeling that something's going to happen real soon. Whether my mind shits itself, or they lock me up or knock me off, one of the two. I'm not blind, you know, I can see what's coming. Cheers, people.